In the vast lands of the Apache, amidst swirling sands and age-old traditions, there emerged a warrior unlike any other. Lozen, not just a name, but a legend. Dive into the tale of the fierce female warrior whose spirit was unyielding, whose battles were legendary, and whose story has remained until now, whispered by the winds. Chapter 1: Land of the Free. The sprawling Apache territories stretched endless and untamed, kissed by the sun and cradled by ancient mountains. This was a place where freedom wasn't just a word, it was the very breath of its people. Young children, with bright eyes and playful laughter, chased each other, their feet stirring the sands of time. The older ones, adorned with tribal marks, spoke of tales from days long past. Yet beyond this world of traditions and tales, there loomed shadows of change. Forces from the east, with their iron horses and thunderous weapons, eyed these lands with greed. But the Apache were resilient, proud warriors ready to defend their home. Amidst them all, a young girl named Lozen watched, learned, and dreamed. While most saw just the playful sibling of Victorio, a few could sense that a warrior's spirit burned within her, waiting for its moment to shine. Chapter 2: The Dawn of a Warrior. Lozen wasn't like other girls her age. Instead of weaving baskets or singing tribal songs, she was often seen perched on a hill, eyes fixed on Apache warriors as they practiced. The twang of the bow, the dance of combat, these were her melodies. One day, as she mimicked the warriors from afar, a misaimed arrow almost struck her. But with swift reflexes, she caught it mid-air. This act caught the eye of an elder warrior. Instead of reprimanding her, he saw a spark that couldn't be ignored. Under the heat of the sun and the elder's watchful gaze, Lozen began her journey. She trained hard, turning skepticism into admiration. Her brother Victorio, always her ally, smiled knowingly, for he knew long before others did that Lozen was destined not to be in the shadows, but to cast her own. Chapter 3: A Natural Prodigy. It wasn't long before tales of Lozen's prowess traveled like wildfire through the tribe. With every sunrise, she rode horses with unmatched grace, leaving dust trails in her wake. At dusk, her arrows never missed, becoming whispers of legends among her people. But being exceptional came with challenges. Many nights, she faced whispers of doubt and sidelong glances. "Can a girl truly match the strength of warriors?" they'd murmur. Yet with each doubt cast her way, Lozen's determination only grew fiercer. One evening, during a tribal gathering, a challenge was thrown down. A contest of skills. Warriors from far and near participated, and amidst them stood Lozen, the only female contender. As arrows flew and chants echoed, it became evident to all. Lozen wasn't just good, she was extraordinary. By nightfall, not only did she win the contest, but also the hearts of many skeptics. Chapter 4: The Sixth Sense. Whispers of Lozen's uncanny gift began to circulate. It wasn't just her combat skills that set her apart. She possessed a rare, almost mystical connection to the land and its energies. Once, when a group of young Apache hunters were out, a sudden storm approached. Before the first thunderclap, Lozen appeared, urging them to find shelter. How did she know? None could tell, but her instincts had saved them from nature's wrath. Elders spoke of her ability to sense dangers, unseen and unheard. They said she could feel the presence of distant enemies, long before they appeared on the horizon. It was as if the winds whispered secrets into her ear. This gift, intertwined with her warrior skills, made Lozen indispensable. She wasn't just a protector in battle, she was a guardian of the Apache's future, sensing threats even before they cast their dark shadows. Chapter 5: Battles and Legends. As the sun painted the skies with hues of red and gold, the Apache campfires came alive with stories, and in them, Lozen's tales began to shine brightest. One story spoke of a moonlit night when enemies ambushed the Apache camp. With swift strategy and fearless combat, Lozen turned the tide, her silhouette dancing fiercely amidst the chaos. Another recounted how, when water sources were poisoned, it was Lozen who led the tribe to a hidden spring, following whispers only she could hear. With every retelling, her legend grew. Children would play actor battles, mimicking her moves, dreaming of becoming warriors like Lozen. But it wasn't just her heroics that were celebrated. Her wisdom, her leadership, and her undying spirit became the gold standard. The young girl was now a legend, a beacon of hope for her people in trying times. Chapter 6. Protector of the People. Amidst tales of fierce battles and valiant stands, there was a softer, nurturing side to Lozen that endeared her to all. Once, during a harsh winter when food was scarce, a starving child approached the warrior's camp. Without hesitation, Lozen shared her meal, ensuring the child went to bed with a full stomach. But her most touching act came when a pregnant woman was in distress, caught between the approaching enemy and the roaring river. Without a second thought, Lozen carried her on horseback, navigating treacherous waters to safety. The people began to see her not just as a warrior, but as a guardian angel, always there in their time of need. Her bravery was unmatched, but it was her compassion that won the deepest respect. In the heart of every Apache, Lozen wasn't just a legend. She was family. Chapter 7. The Tide Turns. The distant rumble of hooves became a constant soundtrack for the Apache. Soldiers from the east grew bolder, pushing further into Apache territories. Tensions simmered, and conflicts erupted more frequently. One evening, as the sun cast long shadows over the valley, Victorio summoned a council. As the tribe's leaders debated their next moves, Lozen, usually in the thick of such discussions, remained contemplative. "Change is upon us," Victorio warned, his eyes reflecting the weight of impending challenges. It was Lozen who responded. "Change may be inevitable, but surrender is not." Her words ignited a flame in every Apache heart. Plans were made, strategies laid out. As the tribe braced for the battles ahead, they found unity in their resolve and strength in their shared purpose. The approaching storm was fierce, but the Apache spirit, with Lozen at its helm, was fiercer still. Chapter 8. The Final Stand. The air grew thick with tension as the Apache prepared for a battle like none before. The horizon was darkened by the vastness of the approaching army. But in the heart of the Apache camp, the fires of resistance burned brighter than ever. Lozen, astride her trusted steed, rallied her warriors with fierce determination. "We stand united, not just as warriors, but as guardians of our legacy," she declared. The battle cry echoed, and arrows flew. The desert sands became a dance floor of courage and defiance. Amidst the chaos, Lozen's presence was unmissable, a beacon of hope. However, numbers and modern weapons overwhelmed the Apache spirit. As the dust settled, many warriors, including Lozen, were captured. But even in chains, her spirit remained unbroken. Her legacy, they realized, wasn't just about winning battles. It was about never giving up the fight. Chapter 9. The Legend Lives On. The silence after the storm was deafening. The Apache lands, once teeming with life and laughter, now bore the scars of battle. But even in defeat, the spirit of the tribe refused to fade. Elders gathered around campfires, sharing tales not of sorrow, but of resilience. At the heart of these tales was Lozen. Though captured, her legacy was far from contained. "You cannot cage the spirit of a warrior," an old shaman declared, his eyes distant but proud. Children, wide-eyed and captivated, listened intently, vowing to keep the stories alive. In their play, in their dreams, Lozen lived on, inspiring new generations. The outsiders might have taken their lands, but they could never take their stories, their pride, their identity,